Hello, and welcome to this brief tutorial video on how to install the Aveva Process Historian. Alright, first thing we're going to do is let's verify that the system at least meets the minimum requirements for installation. And we see that I have a server class operating system, Windows Server 2016, and I have at least 6 gigabytes of RAM. And one thing to take note is I've already also named the system appropriately. So it seems like we're good to go. Let's begin the installation process. I've mounted the ISO file, I've downloaded and mounted it, and I'm going to go to the root directory and just simply double click on setup. It'll give us this informational message about installing the .NET framework, in this case version 4.7.2. We'll just simply say yes to begin that process. Now, depending on your system resources, it may take a little while or it may take a long while. Now, once that's complete, we'll just simply say OK, and the system will automatically reboot. Once the reboot is complete, the system will continue the installation process, and we'll come to the installation, this dialog box here that gives us the choice to choose between the installation types. And in this case, we're going to ensure we check product-based selection, and we'll just go down and select the components that we want to have here. In this case, we're going to select the historian, and I'm going to install the historian client and the enterprise license platform, and click next. Okay, and let us verify that this is what we want. And we're going to just simply, we don't need to customize what we can if we need to, but in this case, we just go with the defaults and accept the end user license agreement. And we are going to install SQL Express in this installation. Click next and just verify that this is what's all going to be installed, and select install. And that begins the complete installation process. Once the installation is complete, we can simply select configure. And that will bring up the configure dialog box. And in this case right here, the actual license server, this is the first component in the configuration hierarchy. I'm going to allow the license server to remain on the historian, or you could just simply point it to the license server on the network and test the connection, make sure it's succeeded, and just simply click on configure. Okay, and once that's successfully configured, now let's move on to configuring the actual historian itself. Okay, now we have a choice to use the high-speed history blocks. In this case, I would recommend that. And let's see, allow remote access for the SMC. I generally check that and go and select configure. Now, you can change where the database path is, in the data path if you'd like. But in this case, I'm just going to go with the defaults. Now, depending on your system resources, this may take a little while or a long while. Okay, once that part is complete, we'll move on to security. And we'll just simply go with the defaults. Go down to search and configure. And reporting. Now, if you had SQL reporting server installed, you can go that route, but I don't in this case. Now, under SQL Monitor Manager, you don't really have to configure that. That's optional. Also, as far as the system management server, I don't have one, so I'm just going to say no, and just finish the configuration. Once that's complete, I'll just simply close it. Now you will get this informational message saying that the configuration is not complete, but that's fine. Just simply exit out. It'll go, and we will simply, at this point, we're going to restart the computer. All right, now once the reboot is completed, let's go ahead and license the server. Go to the Enterprise License Manager. Okay, and we have one license server. We'll click that. We'll add a license. Let's browse it. There we go. And let's activate it. Once the activation is successful, we should see the activated status. We could just minimize this. And let's go to the historian and let's verify that it's online and functioning. And we'll just simply open up the administration tool. And let's take a look at the historian. Now, if the installation was successful, we'll see the two different options, the management console and the configuration editor. We'll just expand the management console, select status, verify that all of the modules are started and green, and that we have no critical or fatal errors. We may get a warning or two, but also that the license status is valid. That concludes this video, and thank you for watching.